I use Now Press Play in my class because I find it a very inclusive learning tool, and children can engage at the level that they want to. We try and use it to enhance each of our topics that we do, and sometimes maybe an ad hoc one for example, the gingerbread man or Three Little Pigs, just for fun. All of the children, I find, enjoy it. It may look on the first time that we do it that they're not engaged, but they're taking that story in, I found. And then if we look at the story again or do Now Press Play again a couple of days later, we get a completely different outcome where they're engaged. They feel more confident and more comfortable to become a different character and more relaxed. And the feedback that we get from the children is that they really enjoy it and they do understand what they're listening to. And the reasons behind it. So I think it's done in a very appropriate way for the children.
Different children learn through different styles. The traditional way is just looking at a script and then learning through reading. But Now Press Play allows you to learn through movement. So that's the kinesthetic learners. It's the children who live through audio and through sound. So it ticks every single box.
We use Now Press Play for different topics throughout the year. We tend to use it maybe in the middle of a topic where the children have already had some experience of it and they've learned a bit about it. They get to learn a little bit more, which then we find reflects on the outcome of their learning. So for example, during Black History Month, we learned about Harriet Tubman to begin with, and then we used Now Press Play to experience what she went through in her life a little bit more. And that gave the children a better feel about who she was and what she went through. And gave them a lot more knowledge as well. In my class, we touch on early years topics as well as Key Stage 1. And we sometimes dabble in the Key Stage 2 if it's appropriate, just because of the level of needs of my children in the resource provision where I work. We just go with what's appropriate. But we find it enhances usually the middle section of our learning. All in all, I think the impact on my class after a Now Press Play experience is extremely positive. They seem to have this confidence that comes from somewhere. I think it's because they don't have to be themselves while they're doing it. So they become a different character, or they can have a different way of thinking that they might not have thought of before. I find the confidence grows within my children, but also they become a lot more animated. So children who usually might just stand at the wall, arms folded, time and time after we've done it, time on time, becoming just a little bit more engaged in it, a little bit more participating, just that little bit more. And I know that they're learning even when they're stood there, but it's lovely to see them fully engaged in the experience. So, and asking the children if they like it, it always comes back with a yes.